Hey guys, so today I just want to talk about astrology a little bit because if you know me, you know that I talk about it a lot. There's always that person when you're talking about astrology who's like, hey, that's not real, right? And I just want to say to you, person, like, can we have fun, please? And here's the thing. There are people who really strongly believe in astrology in a similar way to how some people believe in religions, and there are lots of disagreements about what is correct and what's not correct. And I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that astrology is real because, like, no one can really prove anything. Like you can't prove it, but you also can't disprove it. So is there a point in having like conflict about it? No, not really. And here's the thing. I think a lot of people don't understand that there is a real benefit to understanding astrology in your own self-development. Astrology can tell you a whole lot. It can tell you about yourself. It can tell you about your relationships. It can tell you about issues that you're having. It can tell you like your future. And if you don't believe in it, that's fine. But some people really use it in a way that helps them. So yeah, you can argue that some things that astrology says about personality types and stuff like that are so vague that they can be applicable to everyone. And I'm not going to try to argue with that. But then there are the aspects of astrology that are not just telling you what your personality is, but really make you think critically about your actions. For instance, Mercury was recently in retrograde, and that was just a big old meme in and of itself. And people were like, hey, did you know that Mercury being in retrograde is just like this thing that happens in our way of perceiving the planet from our space on Earth, and it doesn't actually affect the way that you feel or act. Maybe you feel that way, and that's fine. But Mercury specifically deals with how you communicate with others. And so when everyone is freaking out because Mercury is in retrograde, they're like, oh no, my communication is going to be off and I'm worried about it. And then that leads to, hey, what can I do to make my communication with the people around me better? And like, is that ever really a bad thing to be aware of? Like how you speak to people and how miscommunications happen and how you can improve your interactions with others. That's not a bad thing. And if people genuinely believe that Mercury being in retrograde really affects them, then let them, because they're gonna be more focused on how they speak to people. And all the different planets and veins in astrology have their own individual thing that can bring awareness to a person about themselves or how they act and can help that person improve on it. And obviously there are people who will use astrology as an excuse for bad behavior, and that's not okay, but they can do that without astrology too. Like, people will use anything to get away with bad behavior, but there are so many people like myself who use things in astrology to improve themselves and like understand themselves better, and it has a positive impact on their lives and on the lives of the people around them. So if you have a problem with me being a really proud Virgo sun, Pisces moon, rising Aquarius, and knowing that I'm a Leo dom and like using that to evaluate myself and understand my actions better, go away. I think it's a really fascinating and just fun way to understand yourself and to understand others and really be critical of what's happening within yourself and also outside of yourself. That's cool if people believe in that, and that's cool if you don't, but just don't be a dick about it, you know? It's a fun passion if you're really into it. Like, it's innocent and fun, and I love it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Ooh.